Say amen. Say amen again. Say amen one more time. And now we have come to the moment that we have all been waiting for. We have had all of the appetizers, and now we are ready for the main course. We have sung our songs and prayed our prayers, but now we are ready for the main course. I have been looking forward to this day for the last 2 weeks. I can tell you that our speaker of the hour is indeed a man and a servant of God. I went home last week and listened to one of his tapes where he spoke at a conference in New York, and he turned it on. And it was so short, I said, Lord, I hope he talks a little while longer next week. The man that I'm talking about is Dr. Malik Rashadi. He is a real shown-up doctor. You know, some of us call each other doctor and ain't got nothing to be called doctor for. But this is a real shown-up PhD doctor. But not only does he have an academic doctorate, he has been traveling across the nation and across the world, giving sight to the blind, opening up deaf ears, and calling the dead back to life. I can tell you that Dr. Rashadi teaches at California State College, but that's not really important. I can tell you that he is the executive director of the Black Topographical Center here in Los Angeles, but that is not important. I can tell you that he is the national representative for Minister Louis Farrakhan, and that even in itself is not important. But what I can tell you that is of utmost importance today is that he is a God-led man. I can tell you that he is a Holy Spirit-filled man, for the Spirit fills you with power and with wisdom. Need to stop saying the Spirit just makes you shout. That's all it does for some of you. Make you shout and you're bigger just shouting devil. But he... with the power of wisdom, the power of divine knowledge, and the power of righteousness. And so now I don't know about you, but I'm ready for the main course. Doesn't matter to me that he's a Muslim because he's God's man. And we serve one God whether you like it or not. Whether you call him Allah or you call him Jehovah. Whether you call him Allah or you call him Elohim. Whatever you call him, there's one God. And so this morning, at this hour, won't you stand and greet God's man, Minister Malik Rashadi.
Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I present to you
all of you to stand and give our brother a black hand.
The truth terrorist, the knowledge gangster, the lie killer, the urban gorilla, the black history hitman. Brothers and sisters, put your hands together and give a warm welcome, a black hand to Brother Khallid Abdul Muhammad.
Minister and Dr. Khallid Abdul Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum. Hotep. Free the land. On the move. Shalom. What's up?
The reason I decided to do this film, is because when I first began to study Black history in that I ran into Dr. Khallid. When I ran into Dr. Khallid, I first just heard different speeches and different excerpts from lectures, the rowdy type things, and of course I was drawn into it. And the more I got into Dr. Khallid Muhammad, the more spectacular he came off to me. And eventually, me being somebody who was kind of awakened by Malcolm X speeches and ideology, Dr. Khallid became the only person that I can say that I compared to Malcolm X, just with how fierce and passionate he brought the knowledge and the truth. So I was drawn to him, and I just looked deeper and deeper and deeper. And the deeper I saw it, I noticed there was a lot of information that I couldn't find. Strangely, it wasn't like a real serious documentary on him. At the time, it wasn't a book on him, really. In that book, it is now. I'll get to that a little later, but I decided, hey, I would make a documentary. I can make it. If I can't find one, I wanted to really watch one to kind of learn more, because that's how I learned a lot from documentaries. And since it wasn't one, I decided, hey, I'll make one. I'll do one. So I decided to do that. You know, I reached out to a lot of people. It's my first film, so it's been a hell of a project. But I definitely think it's going to be worth the while. I probably had this idea like 3 years ago. And I was working on it off and on when I had time, and, you know, with no budget or whatever. It was crazy. But yeah, that's why I did it.
The Caucasian world, the enemy of righteousness, the murderers of prophets, the haters of truth, and lovers of other than truth, the great deceivers of the nation of the earth.
I bid farewell to the notion that we
don't you let no hook-nosed, bagel-eating, lox-eating, perpetrating a fraud.
It is remarks like this one that have earned Muhammad his reputation as someone who despises Jews.
Nothing to do with no Holy Quran. Ain't got nothing to do with no city called Mecca. He called you Muslim righteous by nature, because before there was a Quran, you were righteous by nature. Before there was a holy city Mecca, you were a Muslim and righteous by nature.
That we made birth thoughts from a higher place. My people got a story cozy up near the fireplace. And where our scholars at, and our fathers to pull some collars back. Let's have a little chat before daughters scream where the dollars at. Let's talk about this here system and why we honored that. The hot sea streaming like God made all the sunners black. This used to be our playground, y'all scared to say that Madonna whack. A silent way.
We were lynched every day, in every way. Our singers, Billie Holiday. Billie Holiday used to sing about trees in the South with strange fruit, with blood at the root.
You're still a slave to the Democratic Party, still a slave to the Republican Party. You can't even see a freedom fight.
Believe in my God and in my gun. And I pray that he will bless me to shoot straight.
Put me back on post. J-Wed! J-Wed! J-Wed!
ahead, Golly G. Barkan, can you get him back on?
You're a slave. You're a slave to your car note. You're a slave to your rent. You're a slave to your lease. You're a slave to your telephone bill. You're a slave to your light bill, your gas bill. You're a slave. I say I'm one of the rebellious slaves. I'm not a peaceful slave. I'm not a compromising slave.
Here you are mocking Jesse Jackson at a speech.
Oh, boot-licking, buck-dancing, scratching, shuffling, messy Jesse Jackson. I am a somebody. I am a somebody. I don't rightly know who the hell I am, but I am. Somebody. Ain't nothing that we can't handle. So, Mr. Donahue, I believe that the white man is absolutely disagreeable to live with in peace, and that no one has been able to get along with him nowhere on the face 196,940,000 square miles of the planet Earth.